The 6 habits we'll explore today are reliable indicators that something has changed in her digital behavior, and that change almost always signals she's connecting with someone she doesn't want you to know about. These aren't isolated behaviors, but patterns that emerge when someone is living a double life, one visible to you and one hidden in her digital world. Before we dive in, hit subscribe, smash that like button, and hit the hype by dropping a comment if you've ever felt something was off with her online behavior. This video will help you decode exactly what was happening. Habit 1. Sudden obsessive phone privacy. One of the earliest red flags is how she treats her phone. A woman hiding an online affair will start guarding it like a state secret. Always face down, always locked, often carried into the bathroom or shower. She might even change her password without telling you or set up additional lock screens for specific apps. Female psychology calls this territorial behavior. The more valuable the secret, the more fiercely it's protected. If she never cared about phone privacy before, and now she does, something's changed. The transformation in phone behavior is usually dramatic and sudden. For months or years, her phone sat casually on tables, unlocked, accessible. You could pick it up to check the time or look something up without issue. But suddenly, everything changes. The phone is never more than arm's reach away. It's always screen down. When a notification appears, she quickly flips it over or dismisses it before you can see. This behavioral shift reveals psychological anxiety. She's constantly aware that her phone contains evidence of betrayal, which creates persistent vigilance. Every notification could be from him. Every time you're near the phone, there's risk of discovery. This anxiety manifests as obsessive protection of the device that's become the primary portal to her secret relationship. Pay attention to new security measures she implements. Does she suddenly enable biometric locks she never used before? Does she change passwords from ones you might have known? Does she set up app-specific locks using secondary security apps? These layers of security aren't about general privacy. They're about protecting specific content from specific people, primarily you. Notice her physical relationship with the phone. Does she take it everywhere now, including the bathroom, when she never did before? Does she sleep with it under her pillow or on her nightstand within immediate reach? Does she become anxious or irritated if she can't find it immediately? This attachment reveals dependence on constant access to her affair partner. Watch how she responds when you're near the phone. Does she quickly grab it if you walk by? Does she angle the screen away from you when using it? Does she stop what she's doing to check who texted before deciding whether to open it in your presence? These protective behaviors reveal guilty conscience. Listen to how she justifies the new privacy. Does she claim you're being paranoid or controlling? Does she insist everyone deserves privacy in a defensive tone? Does she become angry rather than reassuring when you notice the change? Defensiveness and deflection indicate she knows her behavior is suspicious and doesn't have an innocent explanation. The psychology behind this habit is straightforward. Concealment requires control. She can't risk you accidentally seeing messages, photos, or app notifications that would reveal the affair. The phone has become her most intimate possession because it contains her most intimate secret. The obsessive protection isn't about the device. It's about protecting the relationship the device facilitates. Habit 2. Frequent use of innocent apps at odd hours. Cheating women rarely use obvious platforms to communicate. Instead, they hide conversations inside innocent-looking apps, note-taking apps, calculators, or even calendar reminders. They also become more active online, late at night or at random times when they think you're not paying attention. This habit is rooted in strategic concealment, maintaining the illusion of innocence while keeping contact alive. If her app usage has increased dramatically and doesn't match her usual routines, it's a major sign. The strategic use of unexpected apps reveals sophisticated deception. She knows you might check obvious messaging apps like WhatsApp or Instagram DMs, so she moves the conversation to platforms you'd never think to examine. Calculator apps that look functional but hide secret messaging features. Note-taking apps where grocery lists are actually coded messages. Shared documents in cloud storage where work files contain intimate conversations. This creative concealment requires planning and coordination with her affair partner. They've discussed and agreed upon which platforms to use precisely because these channels avoid suspicion. The fact that such planning occurred reveals the affair is organized and intentional, not impulsive or accidental. Pay attention to timing patterns. Does she suddenly become very active on her phone late at night after you've gone to bed? Does she wake up early to spend time on her phone before you're awake? Do notifications increase during specific hours, suggesting scheduled communication with someone whose availability differs from yours? These timing patterns reveal when her affair partner is available and when she feels safe communicating without interruption. Notice which apps she uses in private versus public. She might scroll social media openly in front of you, but always step away to use certain other apps. She might check email casually, but become secretive when using messaging or photo apps. The selective privacy around specific apps indicates those apps contain content she's hiding. Watch for apps that don't match her stated interests or needs. Why does she suddenly use a fitness app when she doesn't work out? Why is she active in forums or communities she never mentioned interest in? Why does she have gaming apps when she doesn't game? These mismatched apps are often covers for communication channels. Check for app activity that occurs when she's supposed to be doing something else. She claims she's going to sleep early, but her screen time shows hours of activity after that time. She says she's too busy at work to text you, but her activity logs show constant app usage. These discrepancies between her stated actions and actual digital behavior reveal deception. The psychological driver here is maintaining connection while avoiding detection. Online affairs require frequent communication to sustain emotional intimacy. She can't simply stop talking to her affair partner for hours at a time, so she finds ways to maintain contact without raising your suspicion. The odd hours and unusual apps serve this purpose perfectly. Habit 3. Rapid message deletion or clean chat histories. Another powerful clue, spotless chat histories. Women in online affairs often delete messages immediately after sending or reading them to erase the digital trail. She may claim she just likes to keep things tidy, but in reality, she's preemptively removing anything that could expose her. Female psychology links this to anticipatory guilt. The fear of being discovered drives meticulous behavior. If every messaging app is suspiciously empty, she's not just organized, she's hiding something. The spotless phone is paradoxically suspicious. Most people accumulate digital clutter. Old messages, forgotten photos, saved links, download history. But her phone is pristine. Conversation threads that should exist are missing. Message histories show huge gaps. Group chats appear, but individual conversations with specific people don't exist at all, despite her clearly communicating with them. This meticulous deletion reveals paranoid awareness of potential discovery. She's not just deleting after arguments or suspicious encounters. She's deleting constantly, sometimes immediately after sending or receiving messages. This behavior indicates she expects you might check her phone at any moment and is prepared for that possibility. Pay attention to inconsistencies in her deletion patterns. Does she delete everything equally, or are specific conversations always missing while others remain? If certain people's messages are systematically absent, despite ongoing contact, those are the relationships she's protecting. The selective deletion is more revealing than universal deletion. Notice her behavior immediately after using her phone. Does she spend extra moments doing something before putting it down? Is she going through apps clearing data before the phone leaves her hands? This post-use ritual of evidence elimination reveals conscious awareness of guilt. Watch for auto-delete features she may have enabled. Some messaging apps allow automatic message deletion after set time periods. If she's using apps with these features, or has enabled them in apps that support it, she's creating plausible deniability for missing messages while ensuring evidence disappears automatically. Listen to her explanations for empty message histories. Does she claim her phone automatically deletes things? Does she say she clears space regularly? Does she insist she just doesn't like clutter? These explanations might sound reasonable in isolation, but they don't account for the suspicious totality of missing communications, especially when those deletions are selective. Check whether her deletion habits extend beyond messages. Are photos regularly cleared? Is browser history always empty? Are app caches constantly cleared? This comprehensive data elimination goes far beyond normal phone maintenance. It's systematic evidence destruction designed to ensure that even fragments of the affair remain hidden. The psychological foundation of this habit is anticipatory guilt and fear of exposure. She knows what she's doing is wrong, knows it would devastate you if discovered, and knows the evidence exists digitally. Rather than stop the behavior, she manages the evidence, creating a false digital reality where the affair appears not to exist. Every deletion is an act of deception, removing truth and replacing it with manufactured innocence. Habit 4. Sudden change in social media behavior. Watch for abrupt changes in how she uses social media. More frequent posting, new friends you don't know, sudden likes and comments on unfamiliar profiles. All can signal attention-seeking from a specific person. She might also stop tagging you in posts or remove old couple photos to appear available. This is known as impression management. She's curating how she looks online to align with her secret life. A drastic shift in how she presents herself digitally almost always points to a new audience. Social media behavior changes reveal who she's trying to impress and what image she wants to project. If she suddenly becomes much more active, posting photos more frequently, sharing personal updates, and engaging more with others' content, she's performing for someone's attention. That someone is usually her affair partner or a potential affair partner she's trying to attract. Pay attention to new connections in her social networks. Does she suddenly have friends you've never heard of? Are there people consistently liking and commenting on her posts who weren't there before? Does she engage frequently with specific accounts in ways that seem flirtatious or overly familiar? These new digital relationships often reflect or precede real emotional affairs. Notice changes in how she presents your relationship online. Does she stop posting couple photos when she used to regularly? Does she untag herself from pictures with you? Does she change her relationship status to hidden or vague? Does she remove photos of you from her profile? This digital erasure of your relationship is strategic. She's appearing single or available to someone she wants to attract or is already involved with. Watch for changes in posting content and style. Does she suddenly post more provocative photos? Does she share more personal thoughts and feelings publicly than before? Does she post at times when you're not together, perhaps to show she's independent or available? The content and timing reveal who she's trying to reach and what message she's sending. Check her engagement patterns. Does she spend significantly more time on social media than before? Does she check it constantly, especially for reactions to her posts? Does she become excited or disappointed based on who does or doesn't interact with her content? This emotional investment in online validation suggests she's seeking approval from someone specific. Notice if she's creating separate or secret accounts. Some women maintain public accounts that appear innocent while having private or alternative accounts where different content is shared with selected people. Anonymous accounts, Finsta, fake Instagram accounts, or profiles using slight name variations allow her to maintain different personas for different audiences. Listen to how she explains these changes. Does she claim she's just being more herself? Does she say she's focusing on self-care or self-expression? Does she insist you're being controlling if you notice the changes? These explanations mask the real motivation. She's rebranding herself for someone new while maintaining the relationship with you as backup or until she's ready to fully transition. The psychology of social media transformation during affairs is about creating dual identities. She needs to appear available and attractive to her affair partner while not completely alienating you. This balancing act manifests as subtle changes in digital presentation that signal availability to those looking for it while maintaining enough relationship markers to avoid immediate suspicion from you. Habit 5. New obsession. With online privacy. One of the most ironic behaviors is how she'll suddenly start talking about her right to privacy. She might accuse you of invading her space if you ask simple questions about her online activity. This isn't about boundaries. It's about building a shield to protect the affair from scrutiny. Female psychology calls this preemptive defense, attacking you first so you feel guilty for being curious. When a woman becomes defensive about online privacy out of nowhere, it's rarely just about privacy. The sudden privacy crusade is psychologically revealing. For years, complete openness existed. You knew each other's passwords, could use each other's devices freely, and transparency was default. But suddenly, she's quoting articles about healthy boundaries and insisting that privacy is essential to individual identity. This dramatic philosophical shift doesn't reflect personal growth. It reflects something she needs to hide. Notice how she frames your natural curiosity. When you glance at her phone or ask who she's texting, does she respond calmly, or does she become immediately defensive? Does she accuse you of not trusting her, being controlling, or having insecurity issues? This deflection turns your reasonable awareness into your character flaw, making you the problem instead of her suspicious behavior. Pay attention to the specificity of her privacy demands. Is she asking for privacy in all aspects of life, or specifically around digital activity? If her privacy concerns focus exclusively on phones, computers, and online accounts, she's not making a broad philosophical point. She's protecting specific digital content from your view. Watch whether she respects your privacy equally. Does she expect full access to your digital life while demanding you stay out of hers? Does she check your phone, ask about your messages, or monitor your activity while insisting you have no right to do the same? This double standard reveals her privacy demands are self-serving, not principle-based. Listen to the intensity of her reactions. Simple questions about her online activity shouldn't trigger extreme emotional responses. If asking, "Who are you texting?" produces anger, accusations, or dramatic conflict, the response is disproportionate to the question. Extreme reactions indicate extreme guilt. Notice whether she's doing research on privacy rights and relationship boundaries. Does she suddenly share articles about toxic jealousy and controlling partners? Does she discuss privacy concepts she never mentioned before? This educational crusade is strategic. She's building justification for secrecy while making you feel wrong for noticing that secrecy. Check if she's encouraging you to respect her privacy while simultaneously pushing for more transparency from you. She might insist you keep your phone unlocked, share your location, or explain your activities while refusing to do the same. This asymmetrical transparency is manipulation. She wants complete knowledge of you while maintaining complete secrecy for herself. The psychological mechanism here is offense as defense. Rather than address why she's being secretive, she attacks you for noticing the secrecy. By making you feel guilty for reasonable curiosity, she trains you to stop asking questions. Eventually, you've been conditioned to allow her complete digital privacy with no accountability, which creates the perfect environment for her affair to flourish undetected. Habit 6. Emotional reactions to notifications. A subtle but revealing sign, her emotional reactions to incoming messages. If her mood shifts the moment a notification appears, smiling, hiding the screen, turning away, it's not nothing. This behavior shows anticipatory excitement, a psychological response tied to romantic stimulation. Even if she insists, it's just a friend, consistent emotional spikes around messages are a dead giveaway. The phone isn't just a device anymore. It's the portal to her double life. Emotional tells are difficult to fake or suppress. When someone we're romantically interested in contacts us, our body reacts automatically. Pupils dilate, we smile involuntarily, our energy increases. These physiological responses happen before conscious control can suppress them. When you see her face light up at a notification, you're witnessing genuine excitement about whoever messaged her. Pay attention to physical reactions to notifications. Does she immediately reach for her phone when it buzzes? Does her posture change, sitting up straighter, leaning forward? Does she smile before even checking who messaged? These involuntary responses reveal emotional investment in the incoming communication that goes beyond normal friendship. Notice her behavior after checking notifications. Does she become noticeably happier? Does she start typing quickly and enthusiastically? Does she become distracted from whatever she was doing with you? The emotional boost and focus shift indicate the message and messenger matter significantly to her emotional state. Watch for concealment attempts. Does she angle her body away when checking messages? Does she cover the screen with her hand? Does she wait until you're not looking to open certain notifications? This physical hiding reveals awareness that seeing the message or her reaction to it would reveal something she's trying to hide. Check whether her emotional reactions are selective. Does she respond enthusiastically to some notifications while barely acknowledging others? The difference between reactions reveals which communications excite her and which are routine. The exciting ones are usually from her affair partner. Listen to how she explains her reactions. If you notice her smiling at her phone and ask about it, does she have a ready explanation? Does she lie about who messaged? Does she claim it was something funny when there's no evidence of that? The need to lie about simple explanations reveals the truth would expose the affair. Notice timing patterns in her emotional states. Does she become happy or energized at specific times that correlate with when her affair partner is typically available? Does she experience mood drops when she hasn't received messages for a while? This emotional dependence on digital communication reveals addiction to the attention and validation her affair provides. The psychological reality is that online affairs create powerful emotional bonds through constant communication. Every message is a hit of dopamine, validation, and romantic excitement. Her phone becomes the delivery mechanism for these emotional highs, which is why notifications trigger such strong reactions. She's not just checking messages, she's getting emotional sustenance from someone who isn't you, and her inability to hide that excitement reveals the depth of her emotional investment in the affair.